Hurricane Maria quickly reaches Category 4 intensity and is headed for Dominica. That's our top story in Caribbean Newsline for Monday, September 18. From the CMC News Center in Bridgetown, I'm Nicole Best. Good evening. Dominicans are bracing for a close brush with Hurricane Maria, the seventh hurricane of the Atlantic hurricane season, which quickly intensified from Category 1 to Category 4 status on Monday. The hurricane's maximum sustained winds had Monday evening reached near 130 miles per hour, and forecasters say it's expected to grow even stronger. At 5 p.m., Maria was about 45 miles east-southeast of Dominica and about 35 miles northeast of Martinique and moving towards the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. The National Hurricane Center in Miami said on the forecast track, the center of Maria will move near Dominica and the adjacent Leeward Islands during the next few hours before moving over the extreme northeastern Caribbean Sea remainder on Monday night and Tuesday. Maria is anticipated to approach Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands Tuesday night and Wednesday. Tropical storm conditions are already occurring over portions of the Leeward Islands, and forecasters say hurricane conditions should be spreading across Dominica, Guadeloupe and Martinique during the next few hours. Dominica's Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit on Monday morning urged residents to brace themselves for what Maria could bring to the island. All schools and government businesses, with the exception of essential services, were closed. While Skerrit said there would be no mandatory evacuations, he strongly advised people in flood-prone low-lying areas to seek safe shelter.
As you know, what we've been appealing to citizens from yesterday is for them to exercise their own actions for their own safety and that of their family. The ODM listed last evening a number of communities that are prone to flooding, and also the overflowing of the river banks. And what we have asked residents in those communities to do is to relocate during or before the storm. Do not wait for something to happen and then you're trying to climb over some landslides and mudslides and walking through several feet of water trying to get to safety. Our main intention with this preparation is to eliminate the possibility of any death caused by any negligence on any individual's part.
Meantime, Chief of Police Daniel Carbon said his men were placed on high alert from 5 a.m. on Monday to deal with any eventualities related to the passage of Hurricane Maria. He says that includes any attempts by people to break the law.
You will see a heavy police patrol in the city of Roseau. There is not going to be any looting. If the storm passes, we're going to be in control very early, before the storm, during the storm, and after the storm. I briefed my men this morning and I said to them, if mischief makers can venture out during the passage of the storm, we have courageous and brave police officers that can do the same.
We are now joined live on the phone by Nestor Phillip from Dominica. Good evening, Nestor.
Good evening, and good evening to all your viewers.
Can you tell us a bit about the conditions the island is experiencing right now?
Wow, right now the island is very wet and very, very, very windy. Essentially, we are seeing conditions whereby people are better indoors because we are feeling the full effects. I can't say we are feeling the full effects in terms of this 120 plus mile per hour winds. I'm at the safest point where I can expose myself, if you will, to the exposure of this hurricane, and I can tell you it's not looking pretty in the sense that a lot of flooded waterways, drains, and so on are being filled up to their brim. I mean, there was a river that caused damage in 2015 in the tropical America in Culebisio on the west coast. It was swollen again. I can tell you, in fact, it is raining as I speak to you, and the winds are quite gusty. So what I can say is that people are better indoors. Essentially, it is very, very much windy as well. So that's what I can tell you in a synopsis. Around the island, there have been reports of, a few trees here and there being broken in two, that sort of thing, trees snapping and so on. So I can say agriculture can already start looking forward to doing, some sort of rebuilding, effort to be taking place in agriculture afterwards because of the strong winds having, fallen some pear trees, etc. The situation is not pretty. There are still some people who choose to play brave, if I can speak that way, and venture out in their vehicles and walk about really to sort of ask stories and go sightseeing. But definitely, in fact, I've seen a vehicle passing right in front of me, and I can't say it is not safe.
I'm not hearing you very clearly. You said something about people are daring to venture out at this time, and you don't seem to think that it's safe. And my question to you is, do you have a sense that the Dominicans are heeding the Prime Minister's advice and are taking the approaching storm seriously?
I believe so. I believe the majority of Dominicans, I would honestly say 9 in 10. 9 in 10, but 1 in 10 will always like to go out and see how the heavy rain feel, as if it's your first time. See how, the heavy winds feel, But 1 in 10 are not heeding the call, to be quite frank.
Thank you very much. That's Nestor Phillip from Dominica. And as the islands affected by Hurricane Irma less than 2 weeks ago are trying to get back on track, CARICOM Chairman Dr. Keith Mitchell says it will be a long road to recovery. He was speaking over the weekend after touring a number of the affected countries, including the Turks and Caicos Islands, the Bahamas, the British Virgin Islands and Barbuda. Dr. Mitchell says what the region needs more than lip service is the actual funds to help in the rebuilding and restoration of the devastated countries.
Announce significant level of aid, which might make it sound like if we are really getting support, and 90% of it goes to mobilization and consultant fees, and then what is left for the ground is almost literally nothing. What is needed in Barbuda at this time is actual cash, material support, and psychological support.
Meanwhile, St. Vincent and the Grenadines Foreign Minister Camilo Gonzalez believes Irma-hit countries have been set back by decades. He tells CMC that the other islands that were spared the wrath of the unparalleled Category 5 hurricane should get together to assist their battered neighbors.
These islands have a path to recovery that is going to last many years, and devastation to individual homes is immense. Devastation to critical infrastructure, education, health, it's catastrophic, and I think that it's set development back in these countries probably about a decade, and all of us that were fortunate enough to be missed or spared by Irma have to do our part to help our sister Caribbean countries to recover.
Prisoners who escaped a hurricane-damaged prison in the BVI recaptured. That story and more after the break.
Come, sail with us through our ocean blues, where there's a blessed land that's waiting for you. Shh. Look, listen, feel. Realize your dream escape that's magically surreal. The best kept secret, a place you'll never forget, where adventure beckons with every gentle footstep. From lush mountain green to warm volcanic sand, submerged in splendor, our 32 enchanting islands. A kaleidoscope of experiences. No need to look anymore. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean you're looking for.
The government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority invite the world to the most unique and indigenous celebration of Creole cultures, the World Creole Music Festival, October 27th, 28th and 29th at the Windsor Sports Stadium, Roseau, Dominica, featuring Marshall Montano, Movado, Sweet Mickey, Itana, Roman Virgo, Glass, Yemi Alade, Kai, Zuko Stars, Bungie and Fayan, Triple K International, Ace Banton and more. Visit the DominicaFestivals.com for more information. Say Musicano!
Do you want a real Barbadian experience with peace and tranquility? A home away from home feeling? Come and stay at Best E Villas. We offer 2 amazing locations to choose from, Prospect St. James or Christchurch. Plan a staycation for your anniversary, birthdays, summer or winter breaks, or any special event. Best E Villas is located in close proximity to our lovely beaches. Call us now at 246-425-9751 or visit us at bestevillas.com and make your booking for the best in villas.
In a place where legends start, the beach is just the beginning. So live a little for the exhilaration and the color of every moment, where time is and life is a spirited event. Immerse yourself in the culture, the music, the people, the island. Love Antigua and Barbuda. Embrace an experience that leaves you breathless, from cricket to sailing week to carnival and more. Antigua and Barbuda, the beach is just the beginning.
Over 100 criminals who broke out of a prison in the British Virgin Islands last week after Hurricane Irma hit have been captured. Governor Augustus Jasper said the escapees from Her Majesty's prison were rounded up during an operation which was executed last week by the British Virgin Islands and Cayman Islands police officers alongside the British Royal Marines and police. The governor did not disclose the exact number of captured or those still on the run. He said the success signals a huge step in government's efforts to rebuild the territory. The prisoners escaped from the prison after a section of the facility was damaged during the passage of Hurricane Irma. The government of the Turks and Caicos Islands says the British overseas territory is open for business less than 2 weeks after the Category 5 hurricane caused extensive damage to some islands. Premier Charlene Cartwright-Robinson says a cleanup campaign is underway and life is returning to normal. Director of the Government Information Service in Grenada, Royal Titus, travelled with a CARICOM delegation that visited the TCI and filed this report.
The Turks and Caicos Islands are on the road to recovery after suffering a hit from Category 5 Hurricane Irma over a week ago. Premier Charlene Cartwright-Robinson has told the visiting delegation headed by CARICOM Chairman, Grenada's Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, that Turks and Caicos is open for business as life returns to normal.
We are on the road to recovery. Yes. We are rebounding, we're rebounding well. But we're going to build back, and we're going to build back stronger.
Cartwright-Robinson reported to the delegation, which also included CARICOM Secretary General Owen LaRocque and head of the Barbados-based Caribbean Emergency Disaster Management Agency Ronald Jackson, that communications and power are being restored in most areas. Schools which did not sustain heavy damage were scheduled to open this week, while the government considers a shift system for students of schools badly affected.
Our priority very quickly was to get communications going. We've been facilitating them to get the electricity back up. We're also going to supplement efforts for Fortis, our electricity company. We allowed them to bring in so many personnel, and of course, because the storm also hit Florida, there was a delay in getting trucks and other things coming through, and of course then to get our airports up and going.
Buildings on several of Turks and Caicos archipelago of 40 low-lying islands sustained heavy wind and rain damage. Hurricane Irma damaged 95% of homes on the island of South Caicos, 100% of homes on Salt Key, and about 60% of houses on Grand Turks. Storm surge as high as 13 feet were reported in some areas as coastal and damage assessment continues.
We wanted to be here because we wanted to demonstrate to the people of the Turks and Caicos Island that CARICOM leadership and the CARICOM people as a whole are clearly behind what has taken place here and are willing to work closely with you in the reconstruction effort.
Some of the hotels which sustained damage will remain closed until the end of September, while others will open in October. Beaches, one of the largest contributors to the island's economy and which is responsible for 60% of airlift, was forced to close until December 14th after sustaining major damage. A command center is operating on a 24-hour basis and several shelters remain open, including one in Grand Turks and another in the largest primary school on the Gateway Island of Providenciales.
When the hurricane came, it blew my house down.
What did you do?
I lived in another house.
You ran to another house?
Yes, I went to a hotel to survive.
I also saw the solidarity of the population. That's what you want in times such as these. It was heartening to see the children in the shelter, dancing, playing, singing. And it's a good message that people are working with the government as you move towards your recovery and reconstruction phase. So we are here. We will do what we can over the next 2 weeks, and we will continue to support your office.
While SEDEMA and the United Nations agencies spearhead initial recovery efforts, the Premier is reporting a shortage of tarpaulin. CARICOM has promised to give full support to the recovery efforts of Turks and Caicos, a British overseas territory, and plans are already underway for a donors conference.
Meanwhile, in Anguilla, the tourism sector is still counting its losses from Hurricane Irma. But Tourism Minister Cardigan Connor says some businesses are hoping to open next month when the island's tourist season begins. Anguilla's Tourism Minister Cardigan Connor confirms that a number of hotels were damaged by Hurricane Irma.
The degree would be determined by the property owners themselves. Properties, in fact, Capchaluca, that was scheduled to be closed anyway, but the reef at Cuisinart from the outside, it seemed to sustain quite a bit of damage. Four Seasons as well, but again, they've been through it before, so they feel that they can be ready for part of the season at least. With the likes of Zemi, not a great deal of damage, but again, as I said, the product itself needs quite a lot of work to be done to it. And some of the other smaller hotels have sustained some damages as well.
But he says the major challenge for the industry is when to resume operations. He tells CMC News that though many of the properties didn't sustain much damage, the overall product has taken a huge hit.
What is important, though, for us here in Anguilla, we've sustained damages before in 1995 in Lewis, in 1999 with Lenny. So we've been there before and we've bounced back. And I think on this occasion as well, there's even more help that has come in. And I think with the help from outside and with the desire for Anguillans to go out and make sure that our season is saved, because as you mentioned earlier, it plays such a big part of our economy, and that we have to make it work.
He says he's also heartened that the General Secretary of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, Hugh Riley, visited the island and had the opportunity to assess the situation on the ground. Some restaurateurs are also picking up the pieces and counting their losses following Hurricane Irma. One such is Anderson Gums, owner of Andy's Restaurant. He tells the CMC that he hopes to reopen within the next 2 months, but it will cost him in excess of $10,000 to restore what he has lost.
Yard damage and a lot of water inside. The door got broke off, and the front shutters got blowing, so everything inside is like a twister went in there and messed up everything, a lot of water.
Anguilla has a 10-month tourism season which begins in November, but in recent years there have been discussions centered on lengthening the season by starting it in October, as more visitors have been coming to the island earlier. But following the devastation caused by Irma, it may be a while before the idea of lengthening the season returns to the front burner. And ahead in Newsline Sport, the Jamaica Football Federation gets a new boss. Stay with us. Sport is next.
Come, sail with us through our ocean blues, where there's a blessed land that's waiting for you. Shh, look, listen, feel, realize your dream escape that's magically surreal. The best kept secret, a place you'll never forget, where adventure beckons with every gentle footstep. From lush mountain green to warm volcanic sand, submerged in splendor, our 32 enchanting islands. A kaleidoscope of experiences. No need to look anymore. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean you're looking for.
Welcome to SwiftPack, your online shopping and shipping solution. Receive the best rates, expert cargo management, and exceptional customer service. SwiftPack provides secure handling of your smallest packages to your largest cargo with speed and reliability. We invite you to use our US mailbox service, online shopping, ship air and ocean cargo from the supplier to your door. We handle it all for you. Get started now. Sign up for a free regular account or premium account, or give us a call on 440-6100. SwiftPack. You shop, we ship, you save.
Do you want a real Barbadian experience with peace and tranquility? A home away from home feeling? Come and stay at Best E Villas. We offer 2 amazing locations to choose from, Prospect St. James or Christchurch. Plan a staycation for your anniversary, birthdays, summer or winter breaks, or any special event. Best E Villas is located in close proximity to our lovely beaches. Call us now at 246-425-9751 or visit us at bestevillas.com and make your booking for the best in villas.
Have you or someone you know been diagnosed with diabetes? If so, it is important that you know about Glucerna. Glucerna is a nutritional supplement for people with diabetes and contains Carb Steady, which helps minimize blood sugar spikes. Manage your diabetes with Glucerna. Glucerna, nutrition for people with diabetes, designed for you.
Clarendon Football Association President Michael Ricketts has been elected to succeed the late Captain Horace Burrell as head of the Jamaica Football Federation, the JFF, and he says he plans to immediately get working on rebuilding the organization. Ricketts beat out challengers Stuart Stevenson 8-5 in Saturday's election to assume the mantle previously held by Burrell, who passed away in June after a lengthy illness. Jamaica remains the Caribbean's most powerful football nation. It lies second in the Caribbean Football Union rankings behind Haiti and 61st in the FIFA rankings. But the new JFF head says there are domestic issues he needs to address. Ricketts says he is very aware of the challenges going forward.
Just as I did say that I am a parish president, I know the challenges of the presidents, and I am pretty certain that going forward we must work closely with these parish presidents. And once you improve the support to the parishes, you're going to improve the support to your teams, you're going to improve the support to your administrators, and each component of the sport will be addressed under this new administration. Refereeing, coaching, administration, and we must now end up with a better product.
Staying with football, a former Trinidad and Tobago defender says he's not happy with his country's fall in the FIFA rankings. TNT finished 99th in the latest rankings after a loss to Honduras, which kicked them out of the contention for a World Cup berth. August Eve says That's Angus Eve, says it's disappointing to see the level to which TNT football has fallen.
Warriors are ranked 9th in CONCACAF and 4th in the Caribbean region, something that has raised the concern for the footballing fraternity. Eve says this should be a cause for concern.
A bit disappointing, especially for somebody like me who would have represented the country and really try hard, and all the other people before me, to get the football to a place, because it's very important for qualifications. It's also very important for the players getting contracts on the outside, that we rank in the first 75, so it's really disappointing.
Moving on to cricket now, West Indies bowlers led by their captain Carlos Brathwaite, the irrepressible Kesrick Williams and the clever Sunil Narayan defied cold weather conditions and proved their adaptability to usher the side to a 21-run victory over England in their T20 International on Saturday. Batting first, West Indies failed to build upon a typically explosive start from Chris Gayle and fellow opener Evan Lewis and were restricted to 176 for 9 from their allocation of 20 overs. After they were sent in to bat under cloudy skies, here are the highlights.
Short, flip to fine leg, and taken. Well, that's top edgy. Has he got enough to carry to the fielder? It does. They've got another one. Gone round his legs. Carlos Brathwaite looking to sweep, and he's missed it. Teal for LBW, gone. Full, straight, another sweep shot missed, another wicket for England and Adil Rashid.
Slower ball, don't worry about squirting it, that's been nailed over mid-wicket. Cow corner, 6. Oh, that's could be a free hit as well. It's definitely a 6, forget about that bit. It's gone up a long way. Mid-wicket comes in, Jordan doesn't drop many, doesn't drop that. Oh, that's close, very close, plumb. Oh, he's hit that. Has he hit it well enough? Yes, he has. Little bit off the toe end of the bat, but that boundary's in, and it's in enough to go for 6.
And in reply, Carlos Brathwaite snared 3 for 20 from 3.3 overs. Williams took 3 for 35 from his allotted 4 overs, and Narayan grabbed 2 for 15 from his 4 overs as England was dismissed for 155.
There's a bouncer. Has he grabbed that? Has he nicked it? He has. There you go. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Lower order batsmen really struggle against him. He is the Iceman when it comes to this stage of the game. Picked up. There's a man there. Straight to him. Gone. England keep losing wickets. Slow ball hit down the ground. Nurse tries to get round. He can't. Flicked leg side. Mid-wicket tries to get round. This will be a harder catch, but he takes it. Bold. The lights flash up on the stumps, and they are flashing for the West Indies. They are World T20 champions, and they have played like champions tonight.
And that's the sport. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Grow your business or promote your event through the services offered by the Caribbean Media Corporation and Carib Vision. Our distribution provides a platform on cable, terrestrial television, and websites. We cover carnivals and events from across the region. We can bring your event live and alive to the world. For music makers, program producers, businesses, we can expand your reach to in excess of 2 million households daily. Our other services include news updates to enhance your media products, studio space for program and development. We can facilitate the launch of new products and services and training. Contact us and we will help you unleash your creative ability, develop products and services, and provide the medium to watch them grow. Contact Loretta Skeet at cmccaribbean.com or call her 1-246-467-1044 or 1-246-253-3889. Call and book your carnival or event.
Again, the major developments of this day: Hurricane Maria quickly reaches Category 4 intensity and is headed for Dominica. And in sport, the Jamaica Football Federation gets a new boss. That's Caribbean Newsline. For news and sport around the clock, log on to CarnaNews.com. We'll be back here again tomorrow, but from all of us at CMC News, thank you for watching. Do have yourselves a good night.